Hey everybody, it's Maniac for Bricks. I'm here with another episode of What I Built, where basically I do my first impressions on a couple of models and sets that I've recently built. They are usually ones that I've recently picked up. The ones for today are actually two Polybags from 2 weeks ago, because I haven't reviewed them yet on YouTube, but eventually I'll get to reviewing a bunch of these. Not sure if I'm going to review all of them, but there's that. This model and that model came from Greenberg this past weekend. That model came from Pumpkin Bricks in a trade, and this model came from Graphic Bricks in a trade. The trees back here are also from Greenberg. I actually have everything for that set except for the car, because I have Major Quentin Steel and I have the werewolf, but I don't have the car to go with it, so maybe eventually I'll pick that up to complete that set. I don't know why I didn't pick that up earlier. Also, way back in the corner, I haven't reviewed this yet, but I have built it a while ago. It was a Wave Racer set from Lego Island. Might have been at least 2 weeks ago that I got that in a haul. And there were a couple other sets around here that I have not done of what I built or any reviewing yet, so I'll get to some of those eventually or just do a review for them. So let's get right to it. We're going to start on this end and work our way to the other end. So starting it off, I'm going to do the Polybags. This LEGO Friends Polybag was from the Legoland Discovery Center, and according to Jang Bricks recently, it apparently comes with the LEGO Shop at Home as a promotion. I didn't know that until his review of it, so that's interesting. So I know in his review he mentioned I'm not really gonna review it, or I'm not really gonna rate it because it's a freebie. Well, I picked this up for $5. It is available for retail, so there you go. Some info. Alright, so basically this is a bowling alley. It's a really cute set. I really love the bowling alley look of it. A lot of the pins scattered around. I think some of them are underneath. There they are. Some of the pins are over there. It doesn't have 10 pins. I think it only has 6 of them. And it's neat for just the simple setup of a bowling alley, just to kind of go with the amusement park theme. The only problems I have, the ball doesn't always stay on the round tile, even with the hole on it. It's, it's the same layer, so it's not always going to stay there. You could easily move this around and push it off, which could be good or bad. The pins, I found very interesting how they made these pins. It looks like they should actually be made upside down, because usually, well, as far as I remember for bowling ball pins, the red stripe is on the top of them, and it even has a shape where it starts at the bottom, peers towards the top, and then has a little bit of a rounded, tip on it. So I'm very interested in why they made them like this. It's very interesting. They still work, but just, interesting way that they did in the instructions. Also, a nice way to get the hot dog. Probably the cheapest set right now that has the hot dog included. Set, promotion, whatever it may be. Next up, we have a Polybag over here. This is also from the Legoland Discovery Center. I picked up some time ago, and I think it was on April night, yeah. So, beginning of the month. Nice cone on this set. I'd love to get more of those cones. The car in here is actually okay. I could see this as being maybe a go-kart. Not really a racing car like you would have in Speed Champions, But it's a cute little thing to build. Kind of like the Lego City sports car, the blue one that came out earlier this year or late last year. I forget which. Time's going so fast. So, cute little car to build. Easy and, useful. But nice little parts in there too, all printed pieces. The werewolf tree is actually a pretty good build. I really like how this looks. I could easily put this into my town. That's kind of why I got it, as well as the extra Hobbit tree. I do have the original Hobbit tree, Attack of the Wargs, where it has another layer underneath it, but I'm okay with that as it is, because it's still a good height and still good design. This one, really do like the darker look to it. So you could be like in a dense forest. It does have the nice play feature on the back. And, yeah, I could easily put that into my town at some point. Maybe I'll make a forest or some sort of, wooded area with a bunch of trees in it. I'm not sure if I'm going to keep that piece in there, but I do like that I was able to get the werewolf moonstone. I know I have that, the mummy, there's a few other ones. Maybe the vampire. Those are the other small set. The swamp creature. Maybe the ghost, but I know I don't have the zombie because that one was a Target exclusive I never picked up. Alright, moving on. So, here is the lighthouse from Lego Creator from several years ago. This was the set, and it actually had more underneath this base. I actually added the base plate in, and as well as some black tile there to finish it off for at least, you know, posing and putting into my town for now. But it used to have a base underneath it with, I think it was a blue base plate, like a 16 by 16 regular plate, not base plate like this kind. And it had a rocky structure underneath. It also had a boat and a minifigure and a buildable seagull. This by itself, I really do like. It's very nice, very elegant, the way that this all goes together, especially the lighthouse itself. The house next to it is okay. There's really not a lot of access inside of here for minifigure play. Like, you can open this up, and it does have a ladder in there. I still have to figure out how this ladder goes through the door. I think it's supposed to be behind it. But I'll rebuild it and see what happens. But there's not really enough room inside of here to fit a minifigure all the way through the lighthouse. It's just not big enough for that. And it just really has a lot of nice look to it. This crank on the side has a little function in here where there are these two slope pieces. This is probably my favorite part. The slope pieces have stickers on them that have a reflective mirror. So when you turn the lighthouse on, it does have a light brick in there. And you can rotate the light so you can keep it going around. I'm actually hoping to motorize this and have the light on so I can, you know, work with it in my town and just have it ongoing. Maybe like put another section over here, have a motor built into it, have a pulley up to here, and then have a, you know, a set speed for it that it will be okay, and have it rotating. That'll be really cool for my town. The Turtle Van Takedown is a pretty cool looking set. I gotta admit, like I said, I don't really care much for the Ninja Turtles, the Michael Bay films, not really a fan of them. But as far as this set goes, it does have a lot of neat play features. I really do like how this gateway is built. I kind of wish there was another piece on the end of it, but, you know, it's still pretty cool. The number of figures are actually pretty good. I forgot that there were 4 figures in this set. I thought there was only 3, but it's nice to get Raphael again. And the van itself is actually a pretty neat build, even without the stickers. I do like how this is built. Very structural, very a lot of little details in the inside, mostly in the back. You got like the computers. You got these missiles that you can launch out the sides, and you got this little area for the driver. It's a little bit awkward for trying to sit a minifigure in there and still see him through the window, but it works out okay. I thought this was actually a really neat build. When I got to this part, this back was like really nice for me, just seeing the slope and how the back window lines up. That's when I thought I would love to see that, either the same size or a little bit smaller, in a average Lego City van type of vehicle, you know? That's a great slope design there. Really impressed me. For no apparent reason, but still really cool. The Millennium Falcon, I was wrong in my whole video about what year it came out. This is actually a 2011 model. It is missing a bunch of pieces, including parts of the satellite, parts on the top here, this whole section. You can see it missing there. And there's actually some parts missing on the inside, but for the most part, it holds together very well. A lot of the pieces are there, just a few bricklink quarters that I might need to place. A few pieces on the back need to go in there, and a few pieces on there, but really, really nice model. I mean, I've seen the Millennium Falcons for multiple years. I like this one a lot, not just because I have it, and not just because it's the only one I have, but the earlier ones, like the 99 version, had a lot of, you know, storage space, which makes sense, but it really didn't offer a lot of unique and really nice looking detail in there because of the parts usage at the time, and just because, well, it was a lot smaller. But this one has a lot more to it. I really do like things like the computer panel in here it's like much better than the 99. I know this one's in between those years, but I'm sort of familiar with them, but definitely a fan of that. The hatch in here was a little hard to put in, but I finally got it figured out. And you can only fit one minifigure in there, which is okay, but if you were to do any recreations of scenes from the Star Wars movies to hide multiple minifigs, you're really not going to get that option here. Even if you did it from like The Force Awakens with this set, you can't fit both Finn and Rey and BB-8 in that section. It's just enough room for one of those. I thought it was actually very clever for the inside here, for the turrets, because this is a whole tray that you take out and fit the minifigures on both sides, and they do have the extra turret that's on the bottom of it, so that's really cool. They do have flick fire missiles on this model, on the bottom and the front. There is no actual walkway to get in here, but it's still like a really cool setup for this. It has really good shaping. Like, these parts hold together very well for being on angles, mostly because of those pieces on the sides. Also some nice beds back there. The engine, I think that's really good looking. There was a 2003 or 2004 one of this set that had like an orange hyperdrive engine here, and it just stood out too much from the rest of the model. I don't know why they did that. I didn't have any of the figures in here. I do have some of the figures just from other purchases and other sets, but overall, this is really, really impressive. I'm really happy to have at least one version of it, and I'm happy I have this version, especially because this one really pulls together a lot of the iconic look of the Millennium Falcon. Also, just a quick look at the cockpit, if I can... that's not supposed to happen. So, let me see if I could open that up a little bit more the way I meant to do it. So, there's not a lot of room in here to fit two figures. You really just fit one figure in there, and it is missing a plate in there. But it's still a nice build, at least, you know, structurally, until it gets to that part that accidentally fell off. But, shape-wise, this holds out really well. I think it actually has the same cockpit piece, the same print as the Force Awakens version of the set. Just a really nice model. They do also have the landing gear in here, which is how this is standing up. Not really big on it because it's very small. It does hold the model together, but it doesn't really give a lot of space underneath it. Like, it has that little docking area to walk in and out of the vehicle, but you can't really put a minifigure standing underneath that. Now, last but not least, we have another Lighthouse. This is from Ninjago, and this was from Pumpkin Bricks, as I mentioned earlier. I only got the pieces. I don't think there were any pieces missing, except for maybe one sword, but not really a big deal. All the pieces were there. This is really impressive. I haven't bought a lot of Ninjago sets of recently, except for the rebooted and maybe one or two from the Tournament of Elements sub-theme, but this is really, really good. I really love how this came together. I do have to replace the light in there, because I actually used the light brick in there for that lighthouse, and then the other one I just need to replace the batteries. But this has a great lighthouse appearance. I really like the ornate details on the sides. You press the button up here to make the light work, and it works pretty well. Doesn't turn like the other lighthouse does. And it just has a lot of really nice features, a lot of nice detail along the bottom. This is the only part I really don't like because it always seems to pop off. It's not really held together that well. And it does also have a lot of nice play features. You've probably seen other reviews where, you can pull this part out. This sometimes works, because I've had a few times where it doesn't fall right away and you have to kind of push them in. And I really do wonder about how much it really works with fitting a minifig in that kind of space. It's kind of tight. Really do like how the bottom is designed. All the floors are pretty good. The only problem is it does have a lot of holes and gaps in it, which I can kind of reason with, because A, it's a playset, B, it has a cave underneath, so you have like different caverns to go through, and C, it's a playset. I mean, you kind of need that open so you can get your hands in there and play with it and see the different parts of it. Again, not really sure if I'm going to really do a review for this one, since I don't have the figures and don't really intend on getting another set to just get the figures. If anything, maybe I could revive that idea I had a while ago of Lego out of context, which is basically looking at Lego models without referring to the theme that they are based on. So if I was just saying, this as a lighthouse, or this as a ninja-themed set, how does it hold up, in my opinion? I think that would be kind of cool. I don't know if I would do it on this channel, or if I would do it on the Extras channel, but you guys can let me know in the comments if you're interested in that. I'm going to go work on a few videos. I have a weekly fact of Lego about Lego babies that I'm working on. I also have a video about facts you didn't know about Maniac for Bricks relating to Lego that I'm going to work on for tomorrow. And I also have a whole bunch of minifigures over here to go through. I have an idea for a Western mock, which is why I got this, mainly just for the tent. Doesn't have any of the figures in there. I did get a bunch of Western figures in here too. You can check out the haul on my channel. And yeah, I have other things to move around. I am trying to get more of the Bionicle G2 sets. It's not that I don't want to get them. I just need to A, find space for them, and B, then go to the store and pick them up and hopefully not spend all day. You guys know I spend a while at the stores. So anyways, I'll see you later. And let me know what you guys thought about any of these sets in the comments below. If you have any of them, if you just like the looks of them, if you want to see the review for them on Maniac for Bricks, I'd be interested in what you want to see. Some of the incomplete ones, obviously, can't really review them. Or if I did, it wouldn't really be a complete review, you know what I mean? So any of the complete ones, that would be Turtle Van Takedown, the Polybags. That's pretty much it. I did build some of the other sets from Graphic Bricks. The Lego Creator set, the Lego Racer set, and the Hero Factory set. I did build those, so we could review those as well. They're all pretty good sets. I haven't built this one all 3 types yet, but I'll do that in the review. This one, I really did like the look of it. I really like the design of it and the colors. Just a lot of stickers. And the Hero Factory, pretty good. Kind of simple, but there we go. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.